Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to come in and just bring in a brief message, especially after the video I did a few days ago on inner work and union and that whole conditional love program. I just wanted to clarify a few things about unconditional love. Now, I know that, in spiritual circles and ascension circles, we always talk about the embodiment of unconditional love, and unconditional love is really promoted as a spiritual virtue to embody, and it definitely is. But I do find that our understanding of unconditional love, at least in these contexts and the way that it's popularly taught, is a little bit too simplified. And I want to explain how this relates to inner union and the Hieros Gammos code, which is that inner balance of masculine and feminine that oftentimes also through the law of correspondence manifests as actual physical union for those of us who are on that path and who are aligned with that in this lifetime. So we have the divine feminine, which is the Holy Mother aspect of the Godhead. We have that's the Sophianic energy, Sophia Mary sort of template. And then we have the masculine, the divine masculine, Holy Father. This is the Christos energy or the Christ energy. And they both have two primary frequencies. So the feminine energy is love. And then with that comes all of these delineations such as compassion, acceptance, allowing, receiving, magnetizing, right? And then we have other virtues like compassion and empathy, etc. And then the masculine is the codex of truth. And then we have delineations into order, structure, the law, duty, responsibility, etc. So when we are too in our feminine energy, which I do find in spiritual circles, we tend to operate primarily from, because I do find that for the most part, there's a lot of absence of the divine masculine teachings and the Holy Father teachings, especially in New Age spiritual circles. And I think that part of the reason with that is because we think of the masculine as the false father construct with that angry, tyrannical God that we come to reject because we know, that kind of creates or feeds off of that energy of guilt and shame. So we kind of tilt into our feminine. And as the divine feminine, a lot of us have had these experiences with our actual father in this lifetime. And there is actually a rich history of those who hold Sophianic codes being targeted by these misogynistic sort of fallen consciousness streams. But I'll save that for another story. So I find that we're more collapsed into our feminine energy where we are accepting and allowing. And this is where that idea of unconditional love kind of comes in, where we love somebody no matter what, which we should do. And that is a component of unconditional love. But when the masculine's not online in our field, it turns into being a doormat because we have this wide open door where we're just accepting and allowing anything and all things under the guise of we're just going to broadcast all of this love and just accept anything and allow anything into our space without the structure that comes in from the masculine that creates boundaries and that creates that safe space, that safe container for that energy to fully bloom and blossom. So it creates safety for our inner feminine energies. So when we are in a space of unconditional love, I did want to say that I don't mean this means that you allow and accept anything and everything, because that is the energy of being a doormat. And that is what we have, when we start creating a leaky energy or a leaky container, as I like to call it. It's very similar, like, when you're in the water bleeding and, sharks can smell the blood a mile away because you're leaking all this blood. Similarly, when our energy is very leaky, this sends out that energy where we attract a lot of vampires and narcissists and this kind of thing, because there is no structure, there's no standard by which we can build that foundation. Standards create foundations for our lives. And I think a lot of times we're afraid to have standards because we're afraid to judge people or reject people. But it's simply discernment when we are allowing energies and behavior into our lives that feel truly aligned, in which we can feel safe and be able to say no to energies that do not. And that is just wisdom. That is just protecting yourself. And really, that's how the feminine truly empowers herself, is by raising up that masculine architecture. And I do find, just from in my own life, my own journey, because I used to be very collapsed in my feminine in that way. And my life was like a circus with people coming in and out and, just all this crazy stuff and getting caught up into these timelines that, I really could have done without. And I'm sure many of you can also relate. And so what I do find is that the highest emanation of unconditional love in its purest form is when we can operate from the law of one, where we can approach others with no judgment and understanding that we are all reflections of the divine, while at the same time creating boundaries and structure within your life where you are not allowing anything into your life and any kind of behavior, and just love, 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 and accept, accept, accept. And in twin flame circles, at least when I was coaching twin flames on a regular basis, is that, a lot of times the masculine that we do attract into our lives triggers us so much so that we can raise up that masculine energy within and say no. And assert ourselves and be able to give our life structure and form and create boundaries around behavior that is unacceptable to us. And that's true empowerment, to be able to do that. And so what I did see a lot, and I've even seen this in my own life, so believe me, I'm speaking from experience as well, where you're so into acceptance and, you're just in your heart energy and, I just love, 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 and la, la, la. And, you have somebody who is ghosting you and disrespecting you and devaluing you and, triangulating you in these other relationships and all of this stuff that's really hurtful. As soon as that person comes back, because you're so in that love space, you just fling the door wide open, like, my twin flame's back, or my soulmate's back, or whatever, and just allow them to come in and continue the cycle of sort of coming in and feeding on your soul energy or taking advantage of you, or whatever the case may be. Whereas if we had that masculine energy, because the masculine also protects, and that's the role of the Holy Father as protector, when we're drawing from that space within ourselves and we can pull that up and bring that forward, we can say no. We can say, I don't like this. I don't want this. Goodbye. Come back when, whatever. We can assert ourselves. And that is the Hieros Gammos code, is having that connection where we can love and see the divine in all, and we can always hope the best for people regardless of how they're acting toward us, and we can be in that space of just always wishing the highest and the best for people without judgment, because that is what love is just wanting to see others, live their very best, be at their very best, and, without that judgment filter there. We can do that, and we can do that from a safe space, even from a distance, if that's what the situation calls for. So I just wanted to pop in real quick and just clarify that, because I certainly wasn't trying to say that the conditional love program means that you go into the unconditional love program where you just accept everything and all things. But I think the point I was trying to make is that, oftentimes when there are these types of imbalances within us, we can offer others gifts of unconditional love that we ourselves do not accept. And then we are seeking to, make ourselves something that we're not, and wear these roles and these masks and take on these different archetypes out of the false self constructs, or, trying to fix ourselves and work on ourselves and do all this inner work because we feel like if we get to this perfect space, then we'll be lovable. So that's the clarification that I wanted to make, and also bring in these transmissions around unconditional love and what it is and what it's not. So what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to go deeper and, stay in the loop about my events and my transmissions and my activations, etc., you can visit the link in the description page. It will take you to the website that's under reconstruction right now. I'm in the process of rebranding, but you can definitely subscribe there, and that will transfer over when the new site is up within the next couple of weeks. You also get a free gift on the Rose Heart Blooming, which is a deep healing activation for the heart energy. It comes with a free water charge where you can charge your water with frequencies that also help to heal and expand the heart portal. So so that's it for now. I love you all dearly, and I'll see you again really soon with some more teaching, and have a great day.